can go.
Okay, today is the shiur going to be a hemshech continuation of the shiur of last week, Lagabay Sous Vide. If you could use the sous vide, put it before Shabbos and then use the meat on Shabbos. So I brought 2 heterim last week. Today I'm going to bring 2 more heterim, total of 4 heterim. Before that, I just want to mention there's 2 heoros over here after the shiur. One was the question of Mordechai. One of the heterim was that the plastic bag, if it's not completely submerged in the water, but some of it a little bit out of the water, it's not anymore hatmana. L'kul alma hatmana when it's fully covered from all over the pot. So if the plastic where the meat is in is a little bit sticking out of the water, so it's not anymore hatmana. It's other halachas of shehiyah. That's a lot easier halachas. Okay, so his question was. Mordechai's question was that the meat have to be a little bit also sticking out with the plastic. You have to see the meat, or just enough to see the plastic out. Again, the sous vide is where you put the meat inside the plastic and in the water. That's in the water with the heating element. So I was going with them back and forth, but then I came with the conclusion it's pashut that's only the plastic. It's enough for only the plastic to be out a little bit of the water. Even, let's say there's a big bag, the meat is inside in the water, and the plastic sticking out, it's enough. Now, and before I said why it's pashut, but I'm going to say there was another heor, I'm not sure if it's here still, Reb David Salmar, he had another heter, which is originally I wasn't so sure one way or another. I thought about it. His heter was for the sous vide. He said the way you're looking at the sous vide, that the water, it's like the pot. The water is like the pot, and the bag with the meat, it's the food. So in the pot, you don't say it's hatmana. When you in your crack pot, you have cholent. It's not hatmana. The hatmana when you cover the pot of the cholent with completely covered with something else, with a towel or something else. That's beginning the halachas of hatmana. So it says if you have a meat with a bag inside the water, so you consider the water as a pot, and there's not shaykh and halachas of hatmana. Going back to halachas of shia, however you handle your food on Shabbos, that's other halachas already. That's how you handle. So might say, like I said, I was thinking about it's not. This is not a good header. I'll explain why. The whole I brought a Gemara in Masechet Shabbos that how do we see that the water could be hatmana, and I brought the Mishnah in the daf, and I brought the Mishnah over there in now I have to find this Mishnah. The Mishnah over there brings the Gabe Siloin, that Anshe Tveria brought a Siloin through the Chamei Tveria, and Chachamim told them, you're not allowed to do that. Because that Siloin, that pipe going to the Chamei Tveria, yeah, okay. The Mishnah is in Daf, Lamed Ches Amud Beis. Ma'aseh she'osu Anshe Tveria והביאו סילון של צוינן לתוך עמו של חמין, חכמים אם בשבס, כחמים שיוכלו בשבס, ואסורים ברחיצו ושסייה. I'm not going to go to the whole Mishnah. And then what Rav Chizda brought about this, and Daf Lametes, Rav Chizda, ממעשה שעשו אנשי טבריה, ואוסרו להם רבונן בוטלה hatmana, as Rashi says, נאסר hatmana. So it says clearly that water, with the pipe, the hot pipe, the pipe went with the cold water, got heated up, that's before Shabbos, it's called hatmana. So you don't say the water is the pot. If the water would be the pot, would be no shaykh hatmana over there. Adrabah, over there the pot would be the pipe, the water inside the pipe. So for the water that we worried about, not the Chamei Tveria we worry about the new water coming through the Chamei Tveria, the water is the food, the pipe is the pot, and the water is the hatmana, the water of the Chamei Tveria. Something over here. You cannot say when you put sous vide, the meat with the bag, inside your water, where you with the hot water over there, with the heating element, that the water considered the pot. It's not. The bag considered the pot. So according to this, what the Mordechai says, water have to stick out, the one of the Heterim, if it's sticking out, the bag is enough. The bag is the pot. As long as you don't cover the pot fully, the pot over here is the bag, where the meat inside the bag. So Mele, those two inyonim, just to clear out. So the water is not the pot. The water is the hatmana, covering the pot, which is the pot is the bag. Mele is enough, just the bag sticking out. If it's not fully covered, submerged in the water, it's not hatmana. That's one heter. The second heter I brought last week, that was if you cover the control, the heat, the temperature. It was the heter of tuyach betit, when you cover the pot, the oven with mud completely. The only way you're going to have access to the food by breaking it, and then you do it once before you eat the meal. That's another heter that the Ramo bring. The lashon of the Ramo I read already last week. That if it's completely tuch batit, that's a heter. Now I want to bring two more heterim. One, the heter of the Mogen Avram in Siman Cotton Yutes in Resh Nun Zayin. The Mogen Avram brings over there like this. What the Ramo said, here, I'm going to read first the Ramo. He talks about the countries where he lived in Poland. They used to put the food inside an oven. Then they used to put a mud around the cover of the tanur. This we have no access. You cannot open it unless you break it, and that you wouldn't do it because you want you're going to break it just before the meal. And we already said that's how it works halachically. That's how they used to do it. That's fine. He says shora lekula alma. That's the lotion, strong lotion of the Ramo. Lekula alma, it's allowed. Again, I compare that to today would be if you cover the control, where you control the temperature, that would be shora lekulam. Comes the Mogen Avram brings another heter. It's Simon Koton Yutes. The Mogen Avram says on this Ramo, he says, Hainu davke bepashtida b'mine kitnias shememarin lizbashel. When you need that heter, toch betit, that you covered the oven completely, think that pashtida, like kugel or kitnias, think that quickly could be cooked, so you might play with the fire over there, so covering it with the mud, that's good. That helps you to remind you can't play with the fire on Shabbos. But he says, "Aval b'bosar chai," if you put just before Shabbos raw meat inside the tanur, it says, "En tzarich leticha." You don't need to. So that's according to this Mogen Avram. If you put a raw meat just before Shabbos in your sous vide bag, and then you put it in the water with heating element, you don't even need to cover the controller. Because it's a bosar chai, there's no chashash that you're going to play with the fire. It's not going to help you. Now, the Elia Rabba, so that's, again, the third heter is the Mogen Avram. If you put the raw meat, that's the sous vide. It's only, I don't know of anything else but meat. What else they put in the sous vide besides meat? They don't put anything else over there. Mostly it's meat, right? 99%. Maybe I don't know if they put fish over there or whatever. Anyway, the about meat we're talking about. 99% of this use is meat. So if you put a raw meat just before Shabbos in your sous vide bag and you submerge it in the water, it's good. Comes the
El. Would be the same with the crock pot.
What?
The same would be like a regular crock pot.
Right. Now, but for other type of food, it's not enough, we said. Which is, again, in sous vide, it's only meat. Now, comes the Elia Rabbo, he challenges Mogen Avram on this. Lamaisa is theoretically is arguing with him, but Lamaisa is masking with him at the end. He says, again, like I said, but Tzorich he brings his. I'm not going to go into it. I want to bring the final. Then the Elia Rabba Lamaisa is masking with Mogen Avram. Why? For a different reason. He says, Mikol Mokem Ledina Efsher Lismach Lahokel. You're allowed to use the Heter of the Mogen Avram, put the raw meat just before Shabbos, and you don't have to worry about, like I said, even covering the control of the where you control the temperature. The kevan the liyesh poskim shevi bes Yosef. Any surat mother cloud shmatminim ad lemochor. What a machloikes over there. There was one opinion adraba because hatmana it's for tomorrow. It's more chomor. The Azam saying the opposite. Since hatmana it's lemochor, there's nothing to worry about. You masiach das. Who's going to play with the fire till tomorrow? Another 12 hours, 15 hours. It's all going to be good. Whatever you have, that's going to be good. So Memele, you must see das. According to this, he brings another snifle Heter, the El Yerabah. Since a raw meat you're putting out, it's for Lamochar, even though you could argue whether it's good enough for the union of Tuchtit, but it says, Lamochar, there's some saying there's no hatmana. Since the whole hatmana, according to those Rishonim, it's when needed for tonight. For tomorrow, same thing, like you put the raw meat, the crackle before Shabbos, don't worry you're going to play with the fire, because by tomorrow it's going to be ready. Same thing over here. If the raw meat is for tomorrow, you're allowed to. So according to this, comes, well, it's a 3/4 heterim. One, the first heter, it's if you cover the controller, that where you control the temperature. That's like toch betit. That's a good reminder. I'm not playing with this. The second heter, if the plastic bag is not completely submerged in the water, it's sticking out a little bit. It's not hatmana. That's lekule alma. That's less man the palik on this. The third heter of the Magen Avraham, since it's a basar chai just before Shabbos, if you put basar chai, raw meat just before Shabbos, that's okay. There's not shaykh hatmana over there, and according, which is the same thing, like I said, that's 3/4. According to Eli Rabba, since it's for tomorrow, if you're doing that money, if it's basar chai, cannot be for today, for tonight. They're not going to get ready within 1 hour, or it could. No, I need your help. You're the expert.
Very possible.
Even 1 hour to get ready.
It depends what temperature they have it on.
Okay, so I'll tell you. So maybe that would change over here. Since the sous vide, it's a quick. It's not a slow cooker. You're telling me it could be a quick cooker.
Both.
So anyway, so okay, so if you could, it could be both, yeah. So since that you really, if you're putting it for tomorrow, that would be the punchline over here. One is the Magen Avraham today. Then you could argue maybe that only regular meat, the regular heat that takes 12 hours to do it. In case there is a setting in the sous vide could be done quicker, maybe it's a problem. Maybe it's not. But to get putting together the heter of the El Yerabah, if you want it for tomorrow, it's not shaykh over here. Hatmana, that's not the only opinion. Together with all the other opinions, so Lamaitse, if you're putting in a sous vide raw and it's for tomorrow, not for tonight, there's another heter. You could use the sous vide bag.
Why are people makri to have something not cooked fully on Shabbos? They like to know that it's cooked a little before Shabbos. It shouldn't be cooked on Shabbos itself.
No. Again, one of the heterim, you put a raw meat over there just before Shabbos.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, but why are there's people that are makri?
Don't do that. I don't know. I don't know why they do that. Okay.
Well, everything should be ready before Shabbos.